everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet the Messenger Crossbody Bag, which is a wonderfully large crochet bag. The bag measures approximately 12 inches tall by 16 inches across, and it has a depth of about 4 inches. This is the bag here. There's also many more photos on my website at richtexturescrochet.com. If you head on over there, the direct link is in the description. So this is a fairly thick bag. It's worked in a super bulky weight yarn. I have added some just some metal accessories to it to give it a little bit more character. It has a little pocket here in the front, and on the inside there's 2 inside pockets as well as a water bottle holder. It's quite roomy in the photos that you see on my website. I have a 16-inch laptop computer inside my bag along with the other accessories, so it is quite large. It has a crochet strap that again is connected using these little metal buckles. So thank you so much for joining me. For our project today, we are going to need some super bulky weight yarn. I've worked mine in the Woolies Thick and Quick, and there's about 106 yards per ball. You're going to need 4 of these balls for your bag, and I'll give you a little bit extra in case you want to add some extra pockets or any extras to your bag. You're going to need 4 of those. You're also going to need an 8mm crochet hook, some buckles. Now these are, let me see here, these are the metal locks with feet, and these ones I picked up from Hobie yarn, and you can find that online. So I used 2 of them. There's lots of different buckle styles. I also used a pack or 2 of these little metal buckles, S2, again from Hobie yarn. And you're also going to want to have a copy of the free written instructions, which are on richtexturescrochet.com, and the direct link is there for you in the description of the video. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, don't forget to subscribe. This channel is updated every single week with free crochet patterns and stitch tutorials. Now our bag today is worked in parts. So we're going to start by working the bag front, and then we'll work the bag back and flap, and then bottom and sides, and then you work the little extras on the side. Once all the pieces are completed, you then stitch those together. So we're going to start with the bag front, taking our yarn. It's worked in rows. You're going to make a slip knot, and you're going to begin by working a foundation chain. And for our foundation chain today, we're going to chain 36. There's 30. And 36. Once you have your foundation chain worked, you're going to begin row 1. For row 1, we're going to work a single crochet into the second chain from our hook. You're then going to work a Trinity stitch all the way across. To work the Trinity stitch, it's essentially a single crochet 3 stitches together. You're going to begin this stitch by working in the same stitch that you just worked in. So to begin, you're going to insert your hook into the same stitch as the previous stitch, yarn over and draw up a loop. You're then going to insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, and draw up a loop. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops on your hook, and then chain 1. You're going to repeat this all the way across. Insert your hook into the same stitch as the previous stitch, yarn over and draw up a loop. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop. Yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook, then chain 1. Repeat this all the way across. Now when you come all the way across, you're going to work your final Trinity stitch, but instead of working a chain 1 after your single crochet 3 together, you're simply going to work another single crochet into the final stitch, just like so. You can then chain 1 and turn your work. Now for rows 2 through to 20, you're going to essentially repeat row 1. This time you're going to start in that first stitch, your chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and work a single crochet. You're then going to work your Trinity stitches all the way across, first inserting your hook into that first stitch where you worked your single crochet, then into the top of your Trinity stitch, and then into the top or into your chain 1. Yarn over, draw through all 4 loops on your hook, and chain 1. Once again, you're going to begin by working into that same chain 1 as your previous stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, then into the top of the Trinity stitch, and then into your chain 1. Chain 1 and repeat. You're going to repeat this all the way across, ending just as you did for your previous row with the single crochet into the final stitch. When you come all the way across, you're working your final Trinity stitch and the chain stitch, the single crochet 3 together, and then into the top of that single crochet. Do not chain 1, but then insert your hook again into that final single crochet and work 1 more single crochet. Chain 1 and turn. So you're going to now repeat that row 2 until you have a total of 20 rows. You can then fasten off, weave in your ends, and then set the front of your bag aside. Okay, so once you have your bag front worked, this is what it looks like. It's simply 20 rows of your Trinity stitch. You're then going to go ahead and repeat that, except working 40 rows for the bag back. Okay, so I'm not going to do that here on camera simply because it's exactly the same as the front. So you're going to chain 36, single crochet, Trinity stitch across, and so forth. And just work 40 rows for the back. So it will be twice as long. When you fold it over, it will match the front of your bag. So you're going to work your front, you're going to work your back, weave in all of your ends, and then you can set those 2 pieces aside. You're then ready to work the bag bottom and sides. And the bag bottom and sides are worked all as one piece. And it's worked very simply. You're going to start by making a slip knot and then by working a foundation chain, and your foundation chain is going to be 9 stitches. Now, if you would like, you can make your bag wider, although not too much wider, depending on your pocket placement and the top of your bag and the flap and the back, unless you make it a little bit longer. But you can make it a little bit narrower if you would like, simply by chaining less chains. So once you've chained 9, you're going to half double crochet into the second chain from your hook, and then half double crochet into each stitch all the way across. You'll have a total of 8 stitches. Once you have half double crocheted all the way across, chain 1, turn your work. Your chain 1 does not count as a stitch. You're simply going to half double crochet into that first stitch and then half double crochet in each stitch all the way across. You're going to repeat this row 2 until you have a total of 62 rows. Or if you are finding, because of different tensions, it may happen, and different yarn gauges, if you need to, you're going to want to measure your sides and your bottom along the side of your and the bottom of your bag. If it does not match up, you may want to work more or less rows of half double crochet. But you'll want to work it so that it's long enough to go down one side, across the bottom, and up the other side. And you'll see that when I go to join my bag bottom with the front and the back, how that looks. So go ahead, work 62 more or less rows of half double crochet, weave in your ends, and set that piece aside. Once you have worked a total of 62 rows of half double crochet stitches, you have a very long piece here, and this is your bag bottom and sides. Give it a quick measure. Make sure it goes around the sides and the bottom of your bag front, just to double check. You can go ahead, weave in your ends, and you're going to set that aside. We're then ready to begin the bag strap. Now this bag strap, it is adjustable. You can make it as long or as short as you'd like. Mine is long enough so that it can go across your body and over one shoulder if you would like. So we're going to start by making a slip knot, and then you're going to chain 100 chains. Now today I'm just going to adjust it slightly and make my bag strap here a little bit shorter on camera than it will be on the actual bag, just so I can show you the stitches. So today I'm going to start by chaining, let's do 30, but you can go ahead and chain 20, or sorry, chain 100. There's 30. I'm going to do one more for my turning chain. So go ahead, chain 100. For row 1, you're then going to single crochet into the second chain from your hook. The bag strap does have a little bit of tapering at the end, which you're going to see here. So single crochet into that second chain from your hook and in each of the next 9 stitches. So you're going to have a total of 10 single crochet. You're then going to half double crochet in each stitch all the way across until 10 stitches remain. So half double crochet in each stitch all the way across until you have 10 left. Once you come all the way across with your half double crochets until you have 10 stitches remaining, you're going to finish off your row 1 of your bag strap by working a single crochet into each of the remaining 10 stitches. At the end of row 1, chain 1 and turn your work. You'll have a total of 99 stitches. Now for rows 2 and 3, you're going to begin by working a single crochet into each of the first 10 stitches. Your chain 1 does not count as a stitch. You're then going to work a half double crochet into each of the next 79 stitches. So in each stitch all the way across until 10 stitches remain. When you come across and have only 10 stitches remaining, which are your 10 single crochet stitches, you're going to finish off rows 2 and 3 by working a single crochet into each of the remaining 10 stitches. At the end of row 2, you can chain 1, turn your work, and repeat that row 2. At the end of row 3, fasten off and weave in your ends. Once you have finished your bag strap and you've fastened off and woven in your ends, you can then set your bag strap aside. You're going to be working the front pocket of your bag, and once again you can be a little creative here, and I've just worked a small rectangular pocket. You're welcome to change the size by working more or less chains. So you're going to start by working a slip knot, and then by making a foundation chain, and your foundation chain is going to be 18. Once you have your foundation chain worked, we're going to be working the Trinity stitch again for our front pocket of our bag. So you're going to begin by working a single crochet into that first stitch, and then by working the Trinity stitch all the way across. All the way across your foundation chain. Once you come all the way across, you're going to work your final Trinity stitch, and then instead of working your chain 1, simply single crochet into that final stitch, chain 1, and turn your work. Now for rows 2 through to 9, so a total of 9 rows, you're going to continue working Trinity stitch. So single crochet into that first stitch, and then single crochet 3 together, working, I'll go back into the top of the single crochet, into the top of the Trinity stitch, and into your chain 1, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1, and repeat. So you're going to do that all the way across, finishing off with that single crochet into the final stitch. Work a total of 9 rows, and then meet me back here. At the end of row 9, this is what your work looks like. You are not going to turn your work. Instead, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work a reverse single crochet all the way across the top. So for the reverse single crochet, if you typically, like I do, work from right to left, the reverse single crochet, you're just going to work in the opposite direction. And the same if you work left to right, then you're just going to work in the opposite direction, right to left. So I am going to chain 1, and then working in the previous stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, drop a loop, and complete your single crochet. You're going to do that in each stitch all the way across, always working in the previous stitch. This is going to give you a little bit of a ridged kind of textured top. I'm working into the top of each chain stitch and each Trinity stitch all the way across the top of my work. It's going to give you a nice corded edge. You can kind of see it there twisting the single crochets over top of one another all the way across. You can keep it fairly tight. It will make the twist look a little bit neater and be a slightly more dense, giving you a nice final edge to the top of your pocket. When you come all the way across, you're just going to work your final stitch. You can then fasten off, and it's up to you. You can leave a long tail and then use that to sew around. I think that's what I'm going to do here today. So I'm just leaving a fairly long tail, fasten off, and then I'm going to use this long tail to sew my pocket onto the front of my bag. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to set this aside. There are 3 final little pieces for your bag. There's the bottle sleeve on the inside. I'm not going to work them all on here. They're simply half double crochet rows of half double crochet stitches. So just like you did for your bag side and bottom, you're going to make a slip knot for the bottle sleeve, chain 13, half double crochet into that second stitch, and then all the way across, and then work a total of 12 rows. So I've already worked my bottle sleeve. This is what it's going to look like. You then fasten off once you've worked your 12 rows of half double crochet stitches and weave in your ends, set it aside. You're then going to work 2 little inside pockets. These little inside pockets, you're going to chain 10 and then work a half double crochet in each stitch all the way across. You'll work a total of 8 rows of half double crochet stitches. Make 2 of those pockets, fasten off, weave in your ends, set them all aside. You're then ready to begin joining the pieces of your bag together. So to begin joining your bag pieces together, what we're going to do is we're going to start by taking the front of our bag. That's just the 20 rows of Trinity Stitch piece. And you're going to take the front pocket, which we just worked, and I've used a long tail that's still attached to my front pocket, and I'm going to sew it onto my bag. So you'll want to kind of place the pocket into the center of your bag, and I am attaching mine about 2 rows down from the top. If necessary, you may pin this into place so that it doesn't come undone, or use some stitch markers to kind of attach it. It's really up to you, but you just want to place the pocket about 2 rows down from the top in the center of the front of your bag. Then taking your yarn and your yarn needle, you're simply going to sew the pocket into place. If you have detached your yarn and are rejoining it, you'll want to make sure it's fairly secure. And I'm just having trouble pulling it through this first stitch here. You'll just want to make sure that it's fairly secure and that it's not going to come undone. So you're just going to sew it to the front of your bag, working all the way around. Sometimes it might require kind of pushing your needle through a little bit if you end up in the middle of some of your yarn, but simply sew all the way around this front pocket to your bag, all the way around. When you come all the way around, you're just going to fasten off and set that piece aside. I do find it easiest to kind of attach all of the pockets first before you go to crochet the bag front, back, and side pieces together, as I'm going to show you shortly here. So this is how I'm just simply sewing it on. I'm just working all the way around. I'll finish the rest off camera. After you have done the front pocket, you can move on to your back pockets. Okay, so this is the front of my bag. Your back is your longer piece. You're going to be sewing the 2 little pockets, the inside pockets, to the bag back, and you're going to position your bag so that the pockets are kind of in the middle, and you want them just about 2 rows in the same position, 2 rows below that 20th row of your bag. So when you fold your bag over, it was a total of 4 rows, so you can fold it over just like so. Grab your 2 pockets. I'm just going to see if I can find them over here. There they are. So when I open up my bag, I'm just going to take the 2 little pockets and sew them again at about row 8. I guess I have row 15 in the written pattern. So row 15 in the pattern, you're going to sew your 2 pockets onto the inside of the bag. Again, the placement is up to you. Perhaps you only want 1 pocket on the inside of your bag. It's really up to you, but place your 2 pockets on. Again, you're going to sew all the way around except for the top, of course, around the inside pockets. The bottle holder for your bag, you're going to, before you join it, you're going to line it up with your bag sides. So the bag sides and bottom are going to travel along the side, the bottom, and the other side of your bag. Your bottle holder, which is this larger piece here, is going to be sewn in again at about 5 rows down from the edge. So again at about row 15. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Row 15, you're going to sew it along this straight edge and then along the other straight edge for your bottle holder. So sew it just like so. Okay, you'll want to do it. You can do it after you put the bag together. It's just a little bit trickier. So again, this is the bottle holder. You're sewing it, attaching it about 5 rows down from the top of one side, and you're just going to sew it along each of the edges before we crochet the bag together. So go ahead, add all of your pockets. Don't worry about the buckles yet, simply because it's better to place those once your bag is together. But we're going to sew all of our pockets onto our bag, and then you can meet me back here and we will crochet the bag front, back, and sides together. Okay, so I've now joined all of my pockets. These are my inside pockets. I have my front pocket here, and I have the side of my bag with the water bottle sleeve right here. You're then ready to start to join the bag sides and back. We're going to start by working the front of the bag. So you're going to place the front of your bag with your pocket on the outside over the back of your bag where your inside pockets are. Taking the bag sides and bottom, you're going to join them here at the front in row 20, and we're going to, up at the top, and we're going to work reverse single crochet all the way around, starting up at this top side. So the bottle holder sleeve is on the inside of my bag. I'm joining it. My right sides are facing out. You're going to be working through both thicknesses, and you're going to just join your yarn in the top corner of your bag. You're then going to continue working through both thicknesses, and you're just, because these rows don't have defined stitches, it's just the row side, you're just inserting your hook where it feels comfortable through both thicknesses and working that reverse single crochet. I'm working probably 1 reverse single crochet per row of Trinity Stitch, or per row of half double crochet, and you're just going to continue on down the side of your bag. I'm going to remove the back part of the bag just to make it a little easier for you to see here as I'm working. So this is the front side of my bag, joining it to the back side, just working reverse single crochet all the way down. You'll want these stitches to be fairly tight. When it comes to the water bottle sleeve portion there, it might be a little bit trickier because you are working through 3 pieces of fabric, 3 pieces of crochet, and you're just going to need to kind of put your hook through. There we go, and just keep going down the side of your bag. Just going to move a measuring tape there out of the way. There we go. So keep going all the way down the side of your bag, working your reverse single crochet stitches. I'm just kind of inserting my hook there where it feels comfortable once again. When you come to the bottom of your bag, you want to turn your work so that you're continuing to work along the bottom. I'm just going to work 1 or 2 more stitches here, like so. Now what I like to do at this point is just make sure your bag sides and bottom are lining up so that you still are going to be even and flush with the opposite side of your bag. Okay, because the fabric does stretch a little bit, you do want to make sure that your edges are still meeting when you come all the way around. So around the bottom you'll have more defined stitches, at least on the bottom of the bag, so you're going to continue working your reverse single crochet stitches along the bottom, and then again when you come to the corner you're going to work them up the corner of your bag all the way to the top opposite corner of your bag front. So continue working your reverse single crochet all the way around here. Once you have come all the way around the bag sides and the bag bottom, you're not going to fasten off, but you're going to continue working reverse single crochet just along through the single piece of fabric along the front of the top part of your bag. Okay, so just continue working reverse single crochet all along, 1 in each stitch, all the way across the top of your bag. When you come back to that first stitch, you're going to join with a slip stitch into the top of the first stitch where you joined your bag front with the bag side. So I'm just going to continue working all the way across. With this front part of the bag, you can either work it in each stitch and change stitch, or I'm actually just working my reverse single crochets into the top of each of the Trinity stitches and skipping those chain in between. It's really up to you, just the way that this reverse single crochet stitch works. If you work it more closely together, it's more dense, and then or more sparse like this. So almost all the way across. Back at my first stitch here, and you can just join it with a slip stitch and fasten off. You can then go ahead and weave in or trim off any ends that you might have. We're then going to join the bag back to the bag sides. So what we're going to do then is taking your bag back, making sure that the pockets are on the inside. You're going to place it over. Just dropped my crochet hook, but you're going to place it over your bag just as you did before. And then join. Now here when you join, you want to make sure that you're at about row 20 because you want it to be even. So you're just going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So at row 20, you'll want to join your bag so that it's going to join up with the other side. And you're going to join your yarn with a slip stitch into that top corner just as you did before. And then once again, reverse single crochet, working through both thicknesses all the way down the sides of your bag and across the bottom, and then back up the other side. So reverse single crochet all the way around the bag sides and bag bottom, joining your back panel to your side. When you come all the way around the side and the bottom and the other side of your bag, you're then going to, just as you did for the front of your bag, you're going to continue working around the sides and the top of the flap, still working that reverse single crochet. So just continue working all the way around. Again, you're just inserting your hook where it feels comfortable to work the reverse single crochet stitches, and you're going to work all the way around. When you come back to the first stitch, the first reverse single crochet around the bag back, you're going to join with a slip stitch into that first stitch and then fasten off. Once you have finished working your reverse single crochet all the way around, the body of your bag is then pretty much complete. So your flap should come over and go about 3/4 of the way down the front of your bag. We're going to get to fastening or adding our hardware there in a sec, but the first thing we need to do is add our bag handles. So I'm going to set my bag there aside for just a moment. You're going to take that long handle piece. There's many different ways to join the bag straps. This is the way that I'm going to do it today. Just cut a length of yarn, and we're going to start by joining our bag strap to our hardware. Now I just picked up these little buckles, so you're going to insert the narrower end of your bag strap through your buckle, fold it over, and I'm leaving here about 2 inches. You're then going to just take your yarn needle and thread it through some of the yarn. You're going to join your yarn using your preferred method. Now you'll want this to be fairly tough, so I do start by joining with a knot here up at the top, because you really don't want this part coming undone. You can also just straight join the handles to the side of your bag if you'd like. I just added the buckle to give it a little bit more of a finished feel. You're then just going to sew down the side where you folded it over, working through both thicknesses. And you'll want to do this for both sides of the buckle. All the way down here. Now instead of fastening off, I'm simply going to insert my yarn through the center through to the other side. It's going to give me less ends to weave in, and then sew up the other side of the buckle strap. You're going to do this for both sides, of course, of the bag strap all the way across. Now when I come up to the top, I'm also going to sew just across this piece here, just to make it, again, a little bit stronger, hold it in place just a little bit better. Doesn't want to go through there. Try a different side. You're then just going to fasten off. Again, make sure that this is nice and secure. Tuck in your end. Fasten off. You're then going to go ahead and do the same for the other buckle. Insert it through, grab some more yarn, and sew once again around your other buckle. Now once you have the metal buckle secured to your bag straps, you're going to head over to your bag, and then I attached my straps about 2, maybe 3 inches in from the top of the bag sides. And again, you are simply going to join them using your yarn needle and yarn thread. When you join them, again, you want to make sure that they are quite secure. So make sure your ends aren't going to come unwoven. Maybe join your yarn there with a bit of a knot just to make sure. And then you're going to sew around your buckle. I went over my buckle in my original bag, and I'll do it for this one here too, several times. So just went back and forth, making sure that it is nice and joined, and just go back and forth over the buckle to make sure that it's not going to come off as you are wearing it. So you're going to go ahead and do that for both sides, joining the buckle onto the side of your bag. Make sure your strap is not twisted when you go to join the other side. And then you can fasten off. I'll go ahead and knot that later on the inside of my bag. Once your bag's strap is joined to both sides, you're then ready to add the last little bit of your bag hardware. Now, depending on the buckles that you've chosen, they may be joined in a different way. This particular one has some claws in the back, so you can play with it for a little bit, see where you want to place them, and then just join them as per their instructions. And then your final messenger market bag is complete. So thank you so much for joining me for this tutorial on how to make the crossbody messenger bag. And if you happen to make this bag and show it off on social media, don't forget to tag Rich Textures Crochet. I'll love to come by and admire it, and it'll be so much fun to see some of these bags out and about. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until then, Happy crocheting. Bye.